Matt Meehan here for IrishBoxing.com. Jamie Conlan, good afternoon, good evening. Well, into the early evening. I hope we're all good. A big bang day tomorrow, first off, but how are we?
We're all good. We're all good. Enjoying your retro Ireland jersey there.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate that. And the first trim is one on the side, so we're matching here at the moment.
I need a cut, but you're all right. Well,
Anyways, obviously a big day tomorrow for Pierce O'Leary, one of your stable, a WBC international title defense and going for the EBU title as well. Liam Dillon stepping up a weight division or two weight divisions. So Liam Dillon coming up to give Pierce a challenge. But is it a challenge? Is it a good challenge? Do you think for Pierce?
I think so. I think, listen, Liam Dillon brings exciting fights. He comes, he lets his hands go. He's ballsy. He's in your face. He's all action. So it'll bring a very exciting fight, and I think bring the best out of Pierce O'Leary. You give him the opportunities in the openings. He's never been stopped before, so he's got toughness, and can't be overlooked.
Mm. In terms of the fight, we've seen a very kind of calm, cool, and collected Pierce. That there wasn't really much talk in between the two lads. I guess it's just another business day for Pierce and another day in the office. And Saturday night he goes to work tomorrow.
Yeah, 100%. Listen, he knows the task at hand. We've been waiting on the date and waiting things to fall into place, and finally they all did. We had two or three different opponents for this European title fight. Initially, John Fernandez, and then we had a second guy, and then we've got Liam Dillon. But Pierce has remained focused. He's very, very headstrong, so he's always kind of kept the game plan on, no matter who the opponent is, and just focusing on himself. And I think we're really in for a show tomorrow night.
Can you just talk to me? What happened with the Jan Fernandez fight? If you can say, was it just that it just didn't work out in the end, or was it that John Fernandez found the other guy and that was another fight that he wants to take instead, and there could be another fight to make?
I'm actually not sure. We were all in for the John Fernandez fight initially, and then the dates had moved, and it did kind of keep moving, and we weren't really sure when it was going to happen, and I just think maybe they got fed up of waiting around and on a date, but I'm not privy to what kind of went on between Fernandez's team and Queensberry, but it was just unfortunate because we were really excited for that fight. Initially, we were looking trying to do that in Dublin, and then again get pushed back a bit, and here we are here in Portman Road.
Is the Portman Road a setup for a Dublin homecoming, a possible Dublin homecoming?
Portman Road is the next big fight. It's the fight that matters most.
Mm.
What happens after that happens after that.
Yeah.
There is plans in place, 100% plans in place. Pierce's dream is to bring a European title or bring some kind of world title eliminator back to Dublin, and a big fight back to Dublin finally. That is on the horizon, but he can't lose focus on what's in front of him. What's in front of him is a real tough, hard nosed former British champion, Commonwealth silver champion in Liam Dillon.
Was Dalton Smith ever an option?
No,
No. Could he be an
no,
option?
would be a fantastic fight.
What do you think of that fight yourself?
I think it's probably two of the best prospects in not just Britain but the world. I think both of them are fantastic fighters. I think they are all lucky to have each other potentially at this time. Dalton Smith, Adam Azim, and Pierce O'Leary. They're on their own courses. They're on their own trajectories, but hopefully they'll all be meeting at the right times and potentially for world title fights and whatnot because they all have their own ambitions. Dalton Smith is probably at the head of the queue right now because he's next in line for a world title with the WBC, and rightfully so. He's a fantastic fighter, but I believe we, as in Ireland, have potentially a superstar in our hands in Pierce Leary. Fantastic, fantastic fighter, both inside the ring and outside the ring, how he goes about his business. And I'm just excited for Saturday and excited for what's to become because this is potentially the breakout that he's been crying for and been banging the drum on for. And he's been having, as we have seen, should be viral knockouts
Yeah.
throughout his career. He has his own kind of conveyor belt of knockouts.
Mm.
But has yet to really get that big breakout night and big push from a promotion and from a broadcaster.
Mm.
And we believe now with Queensberry and the Zone, he will get that.
Mm. Do you think since the obviously the crossover of Matchroom and and Queensbury, like throughout the stable, there could be some really exciting fights to build within the next few years.
Yeah, 1,000,000%. I know Queensbury have been pushing Pierce Leary for Dalton Smith and Jack Ketchell. They believe in their guy.
Mm. Talking about world title fights, a certain Paddy Donovan and a certain Lewis Crocker. We seen an Instagram post earlier on this morning that Lewis Crocker's back in camp, with the nice photo shoot Instagram. How's Lewis doing at the moment?
He's good. He's took himself out for the past few weeks. Knows that the fight is not for until the end, until after the summer, but has gone out to kind of get working on himself and get into the right mindset and the right physical ability that he needs to be pre-camp. Um, and yet they are locking things down for a date in September that could potentially end up being the world title, depending on what happens with Boots. But we're I think again the fight is deserving potentially of a world title because of how good both lads are.
I guess if Boots moves up, then that leaves the vacancy for both lads.
Yeah, correct. At the minute, they are fighting eliminator status still. The rematch is being placed again for the fighting eliminator, but they are the two highest ranking fighters with the IBF. And if Boots moves up, we will be applying for that position.
What did you think first of March 1st, like as the night itself and the card and the main event?
Um, I've just never seen Lewis Crocker underperform the way he performed, and but he knows what he did wrong. He knows kind of what needs to be fixed and the mistakes he's made. And it's the worst performance of his career, but still comes away with a win. And he's lucky for that to get a chance now to rectify himself and rectify the mistakes and go out there and put the wrongs right. I think it's a blessing in disguise because it's things that he needed to change for a while now, and he has changed them, and he's working on himself, and he's working on being a better fighter for it. So I think we're going to see the best fighter or the best version of Lewis Crocker in September. Thankfully, off the back of the March fight.
There was talk of Windsor Park, and then there was talk of the SSE Arena. Is there any update on any possible location? Because obviously nothing is confirmed till even really the poster comes out, and everything kind of really trickles out within the last few days of the poster. But can you confirm anything? Or so not confirm, but could you update us on anything even to do with the venue?
Windsor, we are still working on it. We're still working on it. We are committed to try and bring a fight of this magnitude to Windsor Park. I believe that this is a bigger fight than the SSC Arena. This is a fight that kind of, especially if we get the world title over the line, this is a fight that should be having a bigger stage, and a bigger stage is in an outdoor arena or outdoor venue, and an outdoor venue at Windsor Park. Frampton done it a few years ago, but without a world title. If these two boys can get this world title fight, it's a testament to the fight and shows the magnitude of the fight that the occasion needs to be bigger and better. Windsor is a stone's throw away from Lewis Crocker's house. It's where he's went to watch Linfield all his life. It's where he's went to watch Northern Ireland all his life. This is kind of a dream come true for him, if it's possible. But also for both lads, Paddy and him, it's a fight deserving of a big stadium. If not, we do have two dates penciled with the SSC Arena. And again, the SSC was fantastic. The atmosphere was like a cauldron like atmosphere on
Yeah.
March the 1st, and it always is in the SSC Arena. And again, it'll be another fantastic night. But I just think the two best fighters in the country, potentially the two best fighting for a world title, let's put it in a big outdoor arena. Let's put it in a venue that and it gives it the value that, or gives it the magnitude of what the fight is.
Do you think that it could be it's these two fights, and God never knows, about boxing, there could be a trilogy one day or another. It's the beautiful thing about this sport. But do you think it could be one of the biggest fights in Belfast boxing, if not the biggest fight in Belfast boxing in terms of a rivalry, just the sales, the tickets, just even the storyline to the fight itself?
Yeah, has there ever been two Irish guys fighting for a world title before? Fighting each other
Uh,
for a world title before?
yeah.
You
I'm
know,
trying
I
to think. No, I don't know at the moment, but I get what you're trying to say. Yeah,
yeah, like I know, Mick and TJ Dehaney fought
yeah.
for the interim world title. And some people say that could be classified as a world championship these days, but this is the IBF world title, a vacant world title, but number one and number two within the division fighting each other. If this is for a world title, this is potentially the biggest fight in Irish boxing history, and it needs a big sell. So it needs a big audience to attribute it.
Would there be a bit? I guess like have you looked at any fighters to do even to like dip in like, oh listen, you could be going for the rematch card because Queven Arioka obviously took a win there on one of the last matchroom cards, and then he said to him, September I'll see you in Belfast. So I guess Arioka kind of added to the card, but not really confirmed. If you get me in a way.
Yeah, yeah, I think he'll be on it. Yeah, he'll be on it in a big fight, and deservedly so. He took a fight at the last minute and jumped in there when the promoter and the broadcaster needed a big fight and a big name fighter. So he deserves a slot on a massive card in a massive fight and well paid for it. Um, there is a host of Belfast talent that can get out in big fights. Looking at one or two, it would be fantastic to have even Kikachi on that card as well, but I
Yeah.
don't think it's doable. But
Mm.
I know there was some talks of it, the potential, but like even stuff like that would be class. But no, I know we're working on doing a few good all Irish fights on the undercard. I spoke with Tom Dallas about a really good 50-50 all Irish fight. I think he likes it, and we'll have that on. Maybe one or two debutants. There's already a card in the works. Yes.
You were down at the elite competition down the Galway Community Hub. Some fantastic talent first off on display. Have you been talking to anyone have you been talking to anyone being like, listen, I think you'd be good to lace up the professional rank gloves. So
No, no, no. I went there as a spectator to have a look to see. I've listened to people talk about different fighters, and I wanted to see
yeah,
some fighters up close and personal. I thought some fighters were exceptional. Young Lewis Rooney was brilliant. Ali Hassian, Jamie Graham, really good fighters.
Reece Owens.
Reece Owens was not in the competition, so I wasn't
Oh, I
able
thought
to
he was.
see
I thought I
it.
seen him down the photo. Sorry, no, my bad. Yeah.
No, no,
Oh,
no. But I have seen him up close and personal at the Ulster Juniors last year, or the Ulster Elites
yeah.
last year, and I've seen him up close and personal. And he recently just boxed in an international in Enniskillen. Another phenomenal fighter, but unfortunately he was not in that because I
Yeah.
think he may be making other decisions.
Other decisions,
Um,
as in.
I have no clue what you're on about, alluding to, Matthew. Um, but yeah, no, some fantastic fighters on display, like
Mm,
real good crop of fighters coming through this
mm,
year, and I think the talent is good,
yeah.
fantastic that the boxing has remained in the Olympic Games,
Mm,
and there could be spaces for some of these guys. I'm 100% sure
yeah.
some of them guys will be in the Olympic Games, but some definitely can have long futures in the professional ranks. Yeah, I was looking just as a fan and taking into what
Understood.
the yeah
Yeah.
what was that.
Donny Kerry's out in a few weeks' time. First off, how is he? And is there any plan for after his fight?
Donna would fight every day of every week if possible.
Yeah,
That's Donna, and we're getting them out June 20th in Scotland.
yeah.
Ian
The
Wilson was
Gladiators
a big
card.
help there. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, in the Gladiators card. Great card, come off
Mm,
title fight as the main event. They're just trying to lock in TV right now, but yeah, it's a fantastic card. Then I think we're going to have him out pretty quickly after that. We're going to have him out again potentially in Dublin if there is a show in Dublin that
yeah.
hasn't been named, and then again
Mm,
potentially in Belfast. He carries a big following. Needs to make his homecoming. Needs to be boxing back in Ireland. Done great numbers in New York.
mm.
Even brought about 50 to Scotland the second time. I think he's bringing a wee crowd to this one,
Great to
and
hear.
we're just running with it.
Mm,
Young, hungry, wanting experience, wanting out, wanting
mm.
tested, wanted to learn on the job. Has a tough wee Mexican next. Lopez, who's fought a few of the guys here. I think he fought Matty Borland. Yeah, Matty Borland. He
I know the
boxed.
guy you're talking
Tough.
about. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Mm,
yeah. Tough wee Mexicano, and we'll give him a great wee test. So
mm.
it's what he wants. It's what he wants. He wants activity. He wants experience. Ram Burnett raves about him, and when Ram Burnett, a former world champion, to the highest and done everything that was needed in the sport, raves about someone, you have to listen.
Kurt Walker. Obviously did the last time, unfortunately, coming off a loss. Just any brief update on Kurt?
Yeah, Kurt will be back at the end of this summer. Going to
Okay.
get him out, potentially just an 8 rounder, and then back in a big fight.
Okay.
I think the Liam Davies fight, we came away. I came away thinking more of Kurt than I did going into it. He has all the ability there now. Now he knows it. He knows that he knows what he needed to do to win the fight. He knows what he needs to do to get better, and it's just about now putting the practice. It was a big ask, fighting Liam Davies. Liam Davies is. I've always been a big fan of him, but I also believe in Kurt's Billy. Still believe Kurt
Mhm.
Walker on his best day can beat the likes of Liam Davies, and that doesn't change. My opinion doesn't change on Kurt Walker. It's just about getting him back in the mix. Listen, I would really like to see if in one of the big cards here, I would like to see Kurt and Colin Murphy for the
Mhm.
like. I think that's a
Yeah.
fantastic all
Oh,
Belfast stuff. Dust
yeah.
up. I think it's a fantastic fight for here for the North. I think. Given the fact that Murph is potentially going to become, I think he will become EU silver champion. Kurt get back in the rank or the win column, and I think that's a fantastic fight for even
Mhm.
Crocker Donovan or if Kakeshi's coming back. These are the kind of fights that should be happening.
Watching that fight briefly, Murphy against Pearson.
I think Murph handles him
Yeah.
pretty convincingly. Like I do think he goes through him pretty quickly.
Mm. Like Mark Dunlop, it's great to see him back with shows. Will you be attending, Jamie, as a spectator on that show?
Unfortunately, no, because I do believe there'll be another show this same night in Dublin.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Jamie, on that note,
potentially.
one final question: what can we expect from Big Bang Pierce O'Leary tomorrow night at Portman Road against Liam Dillon?
I think we can expect a big bang. I think we
Just like the
expect
nickname.
just like the nickname and Ireland to have a new European champion and we expect massive things from this fighter, but another step in the right direction. A big bang, a big performance.
Jamie, on that note, really appreciate taking your time this evening and enjoy tomorrow.
Matt, thanks very much. Good to see you, pal.